Well, everybody, welcome to Table Rock Park. This was built in the 1930s, I think. It's part of the Civilian Conservation Corps, or one of those. And we're glad it's here. It's one of the most beautiful places in the country, as you can see. And we always remind people, you really don't need to, if you want to go vacation, you don't need to go somewhere else. You can do it right here. From the mountains to the sea, it's a beautiful place. Unfortunately, it's on fire right now, and we are under a burning ban. So is North Carolina. They're having some fires too. And we ask everybody, remember, it is a criminal offense to violate that ban. And this is what happens when typically with fires like this are started by somebody who's careless. And in this case, a ban is in effect. And if you violate that by having a fire outside, you will likely be apprehended and likely serve some time in jail. So don't do it, because most of these fires are started by careless people. But we're in a beautiful place now, and I'd like to, Chaplain started, please start us off.
Chaplain Stoddard of South Carolina Army National Guard. Let us pray on behalf of our governor and our great state here of South Carolina. Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you in advance for the things that you've already done. And Lord, we thank you that you are continuing to bless us with the resources, the mindset, and all the things necessary to control this threat that we're under. We ask that you bless the mind of our governor and all of our great leaders here in South Carolina as we continue this mission. And we ask these things in your son's name. Amen.
And just for context again, we've never had quite a fire quite like this. We've had some big ones. In fact, the one in Myrtle Beach with the peat moss and the Carolina bays and all, it's still smoldering. That's been weeks, as you know. I think Georgetown, that one has been contained. I think it might be out. But what we're facing here is, you've seen the movie The Perfect Storm. Well, this might be the perfect fire, because we have two events that have joined together. And one was the hurricane, Helene, that was not expected to be in this part of the state, but it was. And it's been long enough to where those trees and other fuel sources that got knocked down have now dried out. And not only does that make it difficult to cross with machinery or on foot, but it also adds to the fuel. It's dry now and the relative humidity is low, and so there's plenty of fuel. So then here comes the fire. Here comes, we believe, some careless people, and we now have two big fires going, and they've burned thousands of acres so far. They're, because of the good work by the people that you see here, using their experience, they have, so far we've had no structures lost. What they've done is, when the structure is threatened, they try to build around it, try to deflect the fire in another direction. And we're fortunate that we've not lost no structures, because there are plenty of them out there that could have been lost. But we got a lot of work to do. It's going to take a long time to get this contained. It is not contained now, except in some places. But we have several people who answer every question you have, and probably give more information than you probably expected. We'll start with the director of the Emergency Management Division. That's Director Kim Stinson.
Okay, thank you, sir. The State Emergency Operations Center is currently activated to coordinate state assistance for this event. And a couple of priorities, major priorities, are coordinating and support response operations at the local level, and certainly anticipating future resource needs as we move forward through the event. We have deployed from EMD personnel to the Incident Command post to assist with state level coordination, again with the local authorities. And we coordinate regularly and often with the two counties that are impacted, Greenville and Pickens. Work very closely with their emergency management officials. And we began daily conference calls earlier this week to make sure that we have a good understanding of their situation and any unmet needs that they might have. Their primary focus right now is response operations, evacuation, and sheltering. And currently we have no major communications issues throughout the state. In the logistics area, we have our general logistics, transportation, water, and food contracts on standby. But right now we've had less than 30 logistics requests for this particular event, and they've all been either completed or in progress. And those requests range everything from air support to shelter support to transportation, or rather communications and law enforcement. On the federal side, the governor's request for a federal management assistance grant was approved last week, and that allows us to get 75% reimbursement for the emergency protective costs and measures that we'll take during this particular operation. We'd also like to mention that it's very important for everybody to stay connected with reliable sources for updates. If anybody receives an evacuation notice, you should obviously follow the instructions of that notice and move immediately to a safe location. Again, we've got a couple of shelters that are open here in South Carolina. Actually one right now in Marietta with a small number of people in it right now, about 22. And there's standby shelters as well available if they need to go there. And if you have not evacuated, it's very important that you do not return home until local authorities let you know that it's safe to do so. If you have any questions about the evacuations or the fire, you can call the Table Rock Complex Fire Line at 864-467-3428, and the line is open from 7 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock in the evening.
Could you repeat that number?
Yes, sir. 864-467-3428. And then lastly, misinformation is always dangerous in any situation like this, so please rely on your local official channels, including your local emergency management offices for that accurate information. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Stinson. State Forester, Mr. Phillips.
Thank you, Governor. Good morning. I'm Scott Phillips, South Carolina Forestry Commission, State Forester. As the Governor stated just a minute ago, we do have extreme wildfire conditions here in South Carolina. During the month of March, the Forestry Commission has responded to over 373 wildfires, burning over 18,100 acres within the state. That's orders of magnitude more than we typically do within a month, even more than we do in some years as far as the number of acres burned. Currently, we have 3 major fires active within the state. The Table Rock Complex here, which encompasses the Table Rock Wildfire and the Persimmon Ridge Fire. It's currently at 10,672 acres, 0% containment on those fires. The Covington Drive Fire in Myrtle Beach is still very active. We're seeing burning within the peat soil. That's the Governor mentioned just a minute ago. And we did have a fire burn outside of the line yesterday, but our resources were able to capture that and have that back contained. That fire is at 85% containment, 2,059 acres, and as I said, it is still smoldering and torching. To date, no fatalities, no structures lost on any of these major wildfires, which is a blessing, and it speaks to the teamwork of all of the responding agencies that are here today. Team South Carolina, we work together in an unbelievable way, and that allows us to protect the people and the citizens of South Carolina. So, the statewide burn ban is still in effect. We will reevaluate that as weather conditions change. We are just at the beginning of our wildfire season here in South Carolina. We're 28 days in. We haven't even made it to April 1st yet. April is the month that we tend to have our biggest wildfires here in South Carolina. Long-range forecasts show that we don't see significant condition changes that will decrease the wildfire threat during the month of April or potentially into May. So this is going to be a long season for us as we move forward. The Forestry Commission's top priorities are, our number one is always protect life of our citizens and our first responders. Number 2, to protect the homes of our citizens. Number 3, to suppress the wildfires in South Carolina. And then we also want to protect, up in this area specifically, the watershed, the Greenville watershed. It's a very special resource that we have but then our natural and cultural resources that make South Carolina so special. That's always a priority for us. We want to protect the forest, those natural and cultural resources. Thank you very much. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you, thank you. Fire Marshal Jonathan Jones.
Good morning, Jonathan Jones, South Carolina State Fire Marshal. South Carolina State Fire has had members of its firefighter mobilization team and incident support team here since the fire began on Friday night. And primarily we're helping forestry, Greenville County, Pickens County with their response efforts through our firefighter mobilization program, which is a mechanism really to mobilize and move firefighting resources all across the state through our statewide mutual aid system and provide coordination support and a force multiplier when local resources are overwhelmed. Since the start of the incident, the firefighter mobilization program has coordinated a total of 546 firefighters in conjunction with local responders here in Greenville and Pickens County, primarily providing structural protection as the wildland fires threaten the structural and residential areas. Of the 546 firefighters that we've assisted with coordination, we've actually provided 316 of those firefighters through our firefighter mobilization program. Additionally, the firefighter mobilization program has provided 96 fire apparatus ranging from fire engines and brush trucks to water tenders, battalion chiefs and supervisory personnel, as well as special utility vehicles, side-by-sides that are able to go off-road. We've also been providing communication specialists through our Urban Search and Rescue team, South Carolina Task Force 1, to assist with ensuring communications and interoperability for all the different teams and agencies that are communicating across the entire incident. Our mobile command center is at the incident command post and has been utilized for a variety of functions such as base camp logistics as well as the Joint Information Center. We've also have a command element of the Palmetto Incident Support Team, which is our incident support team that's integrated with the complex incident management team that is currently managing the fire. You heard the governor mention to date there have been no structures lost. And I just want to echo what Mr. Phillips said, that similar to our hurricane, Team South Carolina is really strong, and this effort, and I think so far the results of this effort are really indicative of how well state agencies work together to support not just local authorities and communities, but really to do what it takes to make sure that where communities are impacted, we're providing whatever it takes to resolve the issue. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Brigadier General Stillwell, Adjutant General.
Yes, sir. Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Brigadier General Rob Stillwell, the State Adjutant General. I want to tell you that the South Carolina National Guard is on duty working in response to the fire. Our main effort currently is our aviation assets. We currently have 4 aircraft responding to the fire. We have conducted 557 water drop missions. We've dropped 612,000 gallons of water. We have conducted 56.3 flight hours. We stand ready to request any additional assistance from other states through our Emergency Management Assistance Compact, and we'll do that as the circumstances require. We also have our helicopter aquatic rescue teams prepared and ready to assist any distressed firefighters or citizens in the impacted area. I would tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the National Guard is on station. We are in the fight and we'll be here through the end. Thank you very much.
One thing, we've been dropping water, thousands and hundreds of thousands of gallons with helicopters, big planes, and real big planes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And 612,000 gallons is just a portion of the water that has been dropped. Other agencies have dropped additional portions as well. Yes, sir.
Thank you, General.
Yes, sir.
Chief Keel.
Mark Keel, SLED Chief. Our SLED Aviation Unit has been assisting with fire suppression since March the 21st, which was Friday. Our Bell 412 helicopter has completed over 260 water drops at this time, 83,000 gallons. On the 25th, Sheriff Blankenship asked for additional resources to help him with spectators that were on our roadways, excuse me, spectators that were on our roadways that were interfering with our first responders and firefighters, and also to help assist with traffic control points. SLED, DNR, Triple P, the Highway Patrol have all sent people here. We will continue to provide those additional law enforcement personnel both to patrol the areas that have been evacuated and also to make sure that spectators are not interfering with firefighting efforts. That's all I have. We're here, like I say, to patrol those areas in those evacuated areas so that there will be no looting in those areas. We're not going to have people taken advantage of because they've had to leave their homes during this event, and we will continue that throughout the event.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions for anybody? Ben Duncan, how about resilience?
Ben Duncan, Chief Resilience Officer. For those citizens who have had any problems with their homes burning or issues along those lines, we have caseworkers ready to assist with unmet needs, whether it's a place to stay, whether it's food, other unmet needs. We're here to assist. We have caseworkers working right now with Helene, and they're standing ready to help with this.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Senator?
Senator Rex Rice here. I represent Pickens and Greenville counties. Let me tell you something. We have got an amazing team up here. You need to say thank you. All of our constituents just don't understand what's going on. We had a, 45-minute briefing a minute ago, and just the operation and how the governor, we appreciate you, and how the rest of this team and all the guys on that mountain out there. I want to just say thank you for that. Please be patient. These guys are doing a lot more than anybody realizes. So please have the back. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Any questions, any statements by anybody? Good, okay. All right. Any questions? Anyone? All right.
Asking about containment. I feel like I've seen this fire throughout the week, and it seems like portions of it have died off. Does that not mean it's been contained? How do you define containment?
Contains means that we have a line on that fire that we believe will hold it in place where it is. We typically have a couple definitions out there when we talk about wildfires. Containment and control are ones that a lot of people get confused with. Containment means that we have a line on that fire that we can hold it in that place as a reasonable expectation. We can hold it in that place. Controlled means that we have that fire surrounded all the way around. When we get to 100% containment, we've got a line all the way around it that we believe we can hold it. Control means we've got a line all the way around it, and that fire will stay in that place. There's no chance that it's going to escape. And so with these fires and the conditions that we're facing in the state right now, the dryness of the fuels, the extreme low humidities, the high winds that we're having, containment is very, very difficult to achieve. We're seeing long-range spotting. Just the other day, the fire escaped into Table Rock State Park right here. A lot of you press saw it as you were driving over here from the command post this morning. You saw the fire inside the park. We were putting fire lines in there. This was in grass fuels, 40 feet wide, and it was spotting across a 40-foot wide fire break. And so we've got very extreme conditions. It's very difficult to get lines that will hold. That's the reason that you're seeing 0% containment on either one of these fires. And so containment's going to be difficult to achieve. Control is going to take a long time as we move forward on both this fire and the fire at Myrtle Beach.
And one other thing to keep in mind, I think there are record fires going on right now all over the southeast. So a lot of the equipment and help that would ordinarily be available from other sources, not available now. So, but all that is available has arrived, and we're looking for more as well. Yes, sir.
I'd just like to ask, because the tropical storm came through, it takes so much fuel down.
That's right.
What is the reflash? Are you having had a big problem with reflash, these areas restarting because there's so much fuel down?
Answer is yes.
So the fuels that are down from Hurricane Helene, they do two things, right? So we're putting additional fuels on the ground that are out there. The big issue we're having right now with Hurricane Helene, the down trees, a lot of the light fuels, what we call 1 hour fuels, those fuels are easily being consumed. Some of the heavier fuels, 100 hour, 1,000 hour fuels, when we start talking about larger branches, logs. They're not ready for consumption yet from Helene, but there's some that's already down, especially up on Table Rock, that we've had some trees that were impacted by the 2016 Pinnacle Mountain Fire that actually killed some of the trees on top, and those trees are down. Or we've got hemlock that was killed by hemlock woolly adelgid, which is an invasive species, and those trees have down and they're dried. And so those 1,000-hour fuels there are being consumed, but the ones from Helene, we're not seeing those consumed yet. They will be a significant fuel source should we have a fire here this fall. But the big thing with the Helene debris that's down right now is it's limiting our access of our firefighters to get into the woods. We've got logs down across fire breaks that we've put in place in previous years, and we're having to go in with saw crews and actually cut those logs out of the way. Very physically demanding labor to go in there and remove that, where typically we would be able to go in with a bulldozer, blade that out, get a containment line pretty quickly. But because of all the trees that are down from Hurricane Helene, we cannot access these areas. And in some cases, there's stacks of debris on either side of the road where they did road cleanup to clean it up initially, and they just stacked it up on the side. And those fuels are very receptive to flame, and they also block access should the fire spot behind it. And so access is a major issue with the down fuels we have from Hurricane Helene. It will be a continuing issue for the next, several years likely. It's going to change the way we have to attack fires in the mountains of South Carolina and in the Hurricane Helene impacted areas. Yes, sir. We've requested federal funding to help with that, and so we're looking forward to getting those supplemental funds from the USDA Forest Service to help us do some mitigation work out there. One of the sad things with Hurricane Helene is we got all this timber that's down. Typically, in South Carolina, we have a very strong forest industry that would come in and salvage a lot of that down timber. The last 18 to 24 months, we've lost a lot of our industry here within the state. We've had 3 pulp mill closures, 10 mill closures or curtailments across the state. About 25% of our peak wood consumption has dropped off because of those mill closures, and that's impacting our ability to go out there and salvage that wood. And so it's unfortunate for the landowner that they've got value that's on the ground that will not be able to recoup, go out there and get a salvage value at least for that. But then it's also at the same time it's increasing our fuel loadings that's going to increase our wildfire risk into the future. So unfortunately, a lot of it, we won't ever get all of it up. But we do have some plans to use some federal funding to do some mitigation efforts, especially around communities. Yes, ma'am.
More questions? Yes, sir. I haven't seen it, but people need to be careful and don't do these things. And even aside from the criminal penalties, there are civil penalties. If you go out and start a fire and it burns your neighbor's house down, you owe him a house. You're liable to get sued. So people need to be very careful. Anyone want to comment on legislation? David? I will. Ms. Hyatt?
I'm David Hyde. I'm House District 4 here in Pickens County. The gentleman that introduced that piece of legislation came to me yesterday, said obviously your area is affected more than any, and he's asked me if possibly we could push that forward and get it to the governor's office. I think once the governor sees it and understands it, he'll probably be on board as soon as he sees it. But it was introduced yesterday, and I certainly believe it probably will move pretty quick. And we're going, as soon as we get it to the Senate, we'll ask our colleagues over there to fast track it, and let's get it to the governor's office. And a lot of this stuff, obviously don't want to go into a whole lot of detail. Got law enforcement here, but a lot of this stuff is just negligence. It wasn't intentionally set, some of these things. And but we need to make sure that the folks, when there's a burn ban in place, people of South Carolina need to know that we're serious about it. The governor can talk about it all he wants to, but until people take it seriously, and there's some teeth in the fact that when he says it, and when forestry and when all those folks put it in place, they put it in for a reason. They don't do it just for the fun of it. They put it in there for a reason. And so when it's declared by the governor, sometimes you have to make sure that people understand that, and that's kind of what this legislation does.
And, you know, there are a lot of these fires going on. They, presuming they did start innocently, somebody might have just thrown a cigarette on the ground. And this is what happens. Just like that. And you see all these people here and all this equipment and searching, bringing other things from around the country, and we can't put the fire out. We're going to get it out. We're hoping to have some rain, have some help. So everybody put that in your prayers as well. Okay. Any other questions? Well, we thank you. Thank you very much.